being here, taking the trouble to come here. I want to open by asking a very obvious question, which is,
Sorry, could I just interrupt really, really briefly? Just a couple of housekeeping announcements, if you don't mind.
no, of course.
Yeah, we have a visit. We have a book which you're going to be circulating, so please feel free to write your comments into that if you don't get your questions in. And if you feel like tweeting your questions out to us, there's one of us is looking at the feed, so it's at nofathers_movie.
Could you speak up, please? I can't hear.
Okay. Is this better?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So we have a book in which you could put your comments, which is going to come around, and if you could tweet your questions out, in case you don't get your questions in, we'll be looking at it and try and get as many questions answered as possible. So the Twitter handle is nofathers_movie. So while this is going on, you can just tweet your questions to us. Thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
No, not at all. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Ashwin, I know that you have a track record in good filmmaking. The question I want to ask you is this. I mean, my understanding is that the film began in about 2014. So it's been in gestation for a long time.
Yeah, more like 2012 actually.
2012. So it's longer still. It's a question I think that everybody here probably wants to ask you, understandably. What was your motivation for making this film?
It's hard to define one, but I think the best way I can talk about this is to talk about childhood and the idea of coming home, and the vacuum that I felt when I went back to Kashmir in 2009, not having visited the valley for 20 years because of the situation there not being conducive for a sort of touristic visit. My grandfather is Kashmiri, was Kashmiri, and so we used to go to Kashmir every year till the troubles began in 1987-89. The memories were very much of our childhood, sort of innocence, of masumiyat, of tenderness, and innocence, and that did battle with the realities of what I perceived and came to perceive in 2009. And the tragedy of this, of course, was that I wasn't prepared at all. The mainstream media and government propaganda are really synonymous when it comes to the Kashmir topic. And it was so in 2009, it continues to be so even worse now. So by and large, large section of Indian society, in fact I would say majority of society back in India is not informed. Context of the struggles of self-determination of the Kashmiris is not properly framed. Complexities of and the nuances, and particularly the human collateral, is not allowed. Those stories are not allowed to come out of the valley, and so that leaves someone like myself deeply unprepared, which is then what prompted the first two documentary films, Inshallah Football and Inshallah Kashmir, and this comes out of that.
Can I just ask you in that case, I want to come to the question in a few minutes of the difficulties that you faced in the making of the film, particularly with the Indian census. The first question that I want to ask you is a creative question. What chose you? What made you choose this book of an infuriatingly naive British Kashmiri who has absolutely no understanding and ends up often doing things that when you sit in the audience watching the film, you just want to.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of what I want to do to the rest of my countrymen, to be honest. It's a bit of. But that's the kind of it's the kind of way that we all perceive conflict and an issue like Kashmir, which is so removed from mainstream discourse, whether it is in the rest of India, where it should occupy far more prominence, and particularly rest of the world, where Kashmir is a jumper, it's maybe a Led Zeppelin song, and it's this place that India and Pakistan have been going at each other over the last 70 years. I mean, that's pretty much a summary of Kashmir. And in India, there's denial, outright denial, or justification, which is fallow sort of justification for what's going on there. But there's no acknowledgement, actually. So what I wanted to do actually is to come to the film with a protagonist who would be clear of any understanding of Kashmir, even so much as, let's say, an Indian girl would have, for example. You read a lot in the papers about Kashmir, and so she had to be clueless enough to think that there are that there are terrorists out there, and that's the end of the story, really. That kind of puts us all into that mind space. We look at Kashmir through her eyes. And there's this attempt at trying to then unravel the various mysteries of Kashmir. And also, what I wanted to do with the film, obviously, is to have an emotional connection. So people watching the film, what I was really keen is that, particularly from the rest of India, but of course, internationally as well, to have emotional resonance with the that transcends the newspaper headlines. That transcends the human rights reports and the sort of the deeply divisive politics that's going on about Kashmir, and talk on a human level. And that I think that's very difficult to do without entering all sorts of blind alleys and sort of dead ends. I tried to do that in both my documentary films, and it was with limited success, because immediately the shutters start coming down and saying that, oh no, that's not the way it happens, and it's not that many number of people, it's that many number of people. And these sort of quibbling little arguments start off, and we say, look, hang on a second, we're talking about people's lives here, we're talking about people, dying.
Not numbers.
Yeah, these are not numbers, they're not statistics. And sort of, there's too often any dialogue on Kashmir is just reduced to numbers and statistics, which I find dehumanizing even to another level altogether, even though the people who are the constituents of these dialogues are trying to wrap their heads around a possible solution. So I found that whole track, which I had taken with my first two documentaries, to be unsuccessful in some sense.
But the film's been well received in India.
Well, wherever they've allowed it to be shown, which is like tiny, it has been extremely well received.
Yeah, which kind of brings me, which sort of brings me to the issue, which I joked with somebody. I've just come back from India myself, and I mean, on a level, the political discourse is very, very toxic. I've never known in my lifetime for the country to be the way it is. And yet at the same time, you have this contradiction where you have these major challenges for the first time in society to the sort of ideology that's being implemented, that's being run, that's affecting people's lives. So again, I think everyone's going to be thinking of this, given that you have a very intolerant political setup. How did you manage, and what sort of problems did you have in the making of this film? How did you manage to overcome them?
Mainly by stealth.
Okay.
And telling outward falsities.
That's justified, yeah.
We filmed under a false name. Ek Choti Si Pyar Story was the declared name on the forms for this film. And we flew under the radar. We tried to keep ourselves as innocuous as possible. We didn't really draw attention to the fact that we were doing something that was pretty much is calling out one of the established institutions of the country, or is one of the institutions of the country that nobody can talk about, not allowed to talk about, is the Indian Armed Forces, and the excesses that are happening over there. So that was something that we didn't draw attention to. As you can see, holding them pretty much culpable for a lot of heinous crimes, war crimes. And tried to, but filming in Kashmir is fraught with problems in the sense that, we started the film was supposed to start in 2016. Those of us who are following the news know in 2016 May, Burhanwani was killed in the valley. You know, this is a young social media sensation. He was a militant. He was a swashbuckling sort of character who was not afraid of putting his face out on social media. And then the minute the Modi government came into power, they found him and they killed him. They didn't need to kill him. They could have arrested him, but they killed him. And that kicked off a whole spate of violence in the valley. In the valley, actually, was limping back to some sense of, I cannot call it normalcy by a long shot, but certainly some sense of dialogue was underway. And that just reversed everything. And so we waited week upon week upon week with this entire crew on the payroll till everybody till I had to just let everyone go. When we regrouped, it was in November with a completely new crew. Lots of cast members also changed, and a film that was supposed to be shot with 12 hours of daylight in May we needed to shoot it now in five hours of daylight in November, and moving into December, which is like even worse.
Which, by the way, the winter really comes across very clearly.
Well, so I just embraced it actually, because I said, I mean, this is supposed to be a summer movie. It's supposed to be a summer love story, you know. But I said, listen, it's just atmospheric like hell. And Kashmir actually has never been filmed in that transition between. It's either full snowfall or it's like full flowers out,
yes,
you know,
yes.
so full spring or full snow, you know. Sort of, you don't get that sort of November bleakness, you know, which I guess you were all very used to. All the way from London to here, we have November bleakness, really, you know, just brown and nothing else. So I thought, let's embrace this, you know, and make it look like, and I think that adds a certain chill to the whole film in some senses. But then after that, of course, you know, we had another problem. We couldn't finish the film, so we had to reshoot, etc., etc. Got over all that, and then comes to getting the movie out, and I found myself in a battle with the Indian Censor Board for 9 months, which we won. We won the case. We managed to release the film, but after 4 days of it running in theaters, there were phone calls made, and it was removed. And we had a satellite deal for television release that also evaporated within the next week, and the digital release conversations also went nowhere. In fact, we had a very major player, international digital release partner, who pretty much said, we don't even want to talk to you about this film, you know. So that was really disheartening to have the entire industry close their doors on us. And as a result, so the film hasn't. Sorry to interrupt. As a result, the movie hasn't seen light of day in India, other than 2 venues. One is the India Habitat Center and at the Kerala Film Festival. Both places, there were 3 repeat showings and sort of standing ovations at the end and lots of tears and so on. But barring that and the 1 or 2 screenings that I sort of managed to cook up in Srinagar, the film hasn't been seen.
So, are there any chances that the film might be projected more widely in India?
Well, I've just put it on my website this morning.
Okay.
So, you know, that's something else that if you all feel like tweeting about, it would be very nice.
Well, I'm very conscious of time, and I do want to open up to. Actually, we have time for a few questions. I mean, I just want to say to you that I think, and to the audience also, that you know, boring art is something that just really confirms our prejudices and our knowledge, and I think good art is something that really challenges us and moves us out of our comfort zone. So I think in that sense, I really want to congratulate you. I think it's really made us think in ways that we probably wouldn't have. So I think you have achieved the definition of good art. We have time for a couple of questions before we head towards our panelists. So please, don't be shy. Bindi.
Thank you for
A bit.
I was quite touched by the moment when all the bones fell out. Having come from a wrenched kind of childhood in Uganda when all the Asians were kicked out, my dad was taken into one of these prisons, and he describes a room where, when he asked for slippers, it was a room full of slippers, because all of these things had been happening. So it reminded me very much of that. But what I'm intrigued about really is you know, you've got some beautiful songs and such melodies, but the thing is, not translated. I wonder why. I mean, they evoked that sense of kind of, you know, trauma and loneliness and separation for me.
You got it. You didn't need the
No, but
exactly it.
it would be nice to kind of get the word, maybe sometimes.
Honestly, that's exactly what the words
Oh, right,
are.
okay.
No, but seriously, that's what the words are. Thank you so much for talking about the music, because very rarely does one get a
Yeah,
chance
it's
to
very good
talk
music,
about
but,
talk about the sort of, the sort of more artistic elements in the film. You're constantly getting pulled into the sort of politics of Kashmir. So it's really, really interesting. But since you mentioned music, the lyric of the main song, Roshe, was written by a 16th century queen. Her name is Habba Khatun. And her father,